Good day, everyone. My name's Simon Braze, your health renegade. I hope you're happy and well. Happy holidays. Today, I'm blessed and very fortunate to have my wonderful friend and spectacular herbalist Amber Fox with me. And we're going to be talking about herbs that are specific for flying and helping with jet lag symptoms. Um, I've taken so many flights throughout my life and been hammered with jet lag, but the last couple of years I've had herbs in my life and I've not had any kind of jet lag symptoms whilst using teas and tinctures and other wonderful potions. So what is flying and like going up in the air, going to airports with like kind of crappy air supply, loads of people everywhere coughing and sniveling and sneezing, and then you're going up, you're changing time zones and you're coming down again. It's a massive shock to the body. So what we can definitely use to help our way through that kind of a thing is using herbs. So Amber, hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
In your experience of flying and, as a herbalist, what kind of, can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
I used to travel a lot for work, and what I really noticed is that my nervous system was the most affected, and also just being in an environment on a plane where it's so dry, it's like a desert up there. So really emphasizing hydration, making sure that I had enough water and avoiding coffee and alcohol, and introducing good oils into my diet, and then also using herbs. So there's some herbs in the tea and the tincture that we're going to talk about that are specific for helping your mucous membrane health and making sure that you stay hydrated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Amber's been wonderful enough to make me a tea and a tincture for my flight back to England for Christmas. So this is the tea, and I've actually brewed a little bit here in my fancy new flask. And this is the tincture, which has been beautifully named Rhythm Tonic. So first of all, Amber, what's a tincture?
Yeah, so a tincture, if you're not familiar, is just another way of extracting herbs, different constituents from the medicine. So similar with the tea, we're extracting in water. In a tincture, we're usually extracting in alcohol as the base. So it's a mix of an alcohol and water extraction. So you get some different phytochemicals, different active constituents coming out in the tincture than you do in a tea. Yeah,
awesome.
So it's simple.
Okay, so the tea and the tincture that you made for me, you were telling me earlier about how it's very important to get specific for the individual that you're making herbs for. So can you tell us a little bit about the importance of that?
Yeah, definitely. So because we're working in herbal medicine or in holistic medicine rather, it's really important to sit with someone who has the time to take a full picture of you as an individual person. So you're a unique person,
right?
And I chose some herbs that are applicable for most people, knowing that you wanted to do this type of thing.
Sure.
But in general, if you have a specific health concern or like you have a phobia around flying or something like that, which Simon doesn't, because he's such an easygoing bloke, then you would really want to work with someone to specifically choose herbs for you. So the herbs that I chose for you fall into a couple different classes. The biggest thing being around the nervous system, as we were talking about. So the primary herb in the tonic tincture is Siberian ginseng. And that's an herb that we call an adaptogen. And that basically just means that it helps you adapt to non-specific stress. So it's helping your immune system, which is really important when you're around lots of people in a really dry environment. And it's also just helping your nervous system adapt to stress.
Okay.
So it's modulating. And it's a relatively safe adaptogen for most people.
Okay.
So it's a good one for that. And specific for jet lag. So helping you when you get to your new time zone to fall into the new rhythm quicker, hence the name rhythm. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then the other things that are in there are to help your mucous membrane health. So often sinuses and actually also your digestive system is one big mucous membrane, which is a little bit of a funny name, but so it is. So keeping your mucous membranes moist and healthy is a really important barrier. So maintaining that integrity is going to help keep you from getting sick or from taking in viruses or other things from the environment.
Wow, that's important.
Yeah, so really important for hydration again, but to keep all of that healthy so you're fending things off. So there's herbs in there for that. The one that I chose is ground ivy.
Okay.
There's more famous herbs that also are mucous membrane tonics, but ground ivy is a wonderful one because it grows commonly around as what we call weed, and a weed rather, and it's very sustainable. And it also has some other actions that are specific to flying, so helping you fend off colds, etc. So it actually does help you fight some of those viruses off.
Huge.
Yeah. And then there's also licorice in there. So
Okay.
another herb that's really great for protecting your mucous membranes and your digestive tract specifically, and also helping you adapt to stress.
Okay.
And it's antiviral, it's anti-inflammatory. There's many actions with licorice, but keeping everything kind of moving as well, gentle
Right.
laxative. And then there's rosemary in there, and that's to help if you tend to have headaches when you fly.
Okay.
It's helpful for that. It's keeping the circulation moving because we're sitting for such a long time. It's another important thing when you're flying to think about. Um, and it's also an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It's helping you relieve any gas or any digestive upset that you're having, and it's keeping your liver working in a
Amazing.
healthy way. Yeah. And last but not least is dandelion root. So
Okay.
another thing to think about when you're flying and you're way up in the air, 35,000 feet, is that sometimes your nervous system is wondering why you're so far away from the ground.
Sure.
So energetically, with herbal medicine, having a root in the formula, along with the Siberian ginseng, really helpful for grounding. And then dandelion root, again, is very sustainable. It's great for your liver. It's full of antioxidants. So that's the kind of basic formula for Simon.
Right, and that's all
Yeah.
in my
That's
tincture,
all
right?
in the tincture.
All of that amazing
Yeah.
stuff's in that bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
Amazing,
taken
right?
care of already. That's amazing stuff. Okay, wow. And then you've got the tea over here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's in there?
Yeah. So the tea, again, is great to have that much liquid. So you're helping yourself stay hydrated.
Uh-huh.
And especially in the tea, herbs for relaxation and for helping relieve stress and relieve muscle tension.
Okay.
So in this tea, there's lots of great nervous system tonics. So borage, and the saying with borage is borage for courage. So if you're afraid of flying or you feel a little bit exposed, the fuzzy leaves of borage and the spirit of the plant
All right.
is really going to help you adapt to that. It's also an adrenal system tonic. There's chamomile in there, so everybody's favorite mild bitter and the mother of the gut. So it's great for helping you keep your digestion happy. And very mild sedative, tasty.
And it's friggin' delicious.
Great.
I mean,
Yeah.
protective, mucus membraning, it's amazing all in there, and it tastes awesome as well. Everyone's gonna be so jealous on the plane.
Yeah, there's lavender in there too, so that's smelling really good, I bet. That's also really nice and relaxing, keeping your digestion happy. Really good if there's anxiety with flying. Yeah,
nice.
Lavender, great for that. Some rose petals in there to remind you of the sweetness of life.
Oh wow, that's important to be recognised that all the time. That's great.
Yeah, and last but not least, milky oats. So that's to help nourish your nervous system, again, to keep you grounded, and it's very nutritive herb.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got all of that for my trip back to Europe on Wednesday, which is awesome. And what I understood with the tincture, it's important to take it, not just on the day of flying, but to kind of get it in my body, get it circulating, get those energetic powers flowing, like maybe even a week before.
Yeah.
And day of, and then a week after to, really help out that, for me, it's going to be an 8-hour time zone difference, which is pretty exhausting on the body for sure. So that's an important thing to do.
Yeah, definitely, as much as you can, at least 4 days before.
Okay.
And 3 days after. This is 100 ml, so that's your carry-on limit.
That's good.
So what you could do is take even just 2 of these, and then take it 4 days before you fly on the way there, and then finish this bottle when you arrive, and then again on the way back with your separate bottle.
Amazing.
So that would be a nice way to do that.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, my kind of flying ritual has always been about, making sure I've got enough water, or even actually a little bit of electrolytes with me. Obviously, I find it super noisy on planes, so I've got some headphones like noise cancelling headphones, and I've got a nice chilled out playlist all ready to go. So key. And then obviously, we always talk about how important it is to move around on the plane and walk around a little bit. Do you have any particular exercises?
So speaking of a nice playlist, if you want to tap your feet along with the music is really great.
Nice.
But just keeping your toes moving, keeping your feet moving will help the circulation in your lower legs, because of course one of the risks with long haul flights is that you have a blood clot that happens in your lower legs. So keeping the circulation moving is really important. Get up every 2 or 3 hours and just walk up and down the aisles. And if you're Simon, you probably want to talk to people and make new friends. Yeah.
Of course.
So go for it. It's really good for you. And if you like to, you can also invert your legs. So you're helping the blood flow back down from your feet and into
Okay.
your torso. So if you're a yogi and you don't mind, you can actually find a spot in the airport and put your legs up the wall.
You're one of those people.
I am one of those people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, also called constructive rest. Or at the very least, when you get to your hotel or the home where you're staying, you can do that at the end of the day. It's really restorative for the nervous system and just helps the blood flow back without any extra effort. Yeah, so that's a simple way. The other thing you can do is what I like to call airplane yoga, including that little moving, but also taking off your sweater and making a little roll and putting that behind your low back. So to help your spine stay in a natural curve. So if you have a hoodie or something like that, just putting that behind your low back so that when you're sitting, your hips are right against the back of the chair and you still have a natural curve. So you're sitting straighter.
I always find myself sitting with really great posture right at the start and then just like slumping.
Exactly.
The movies go in, yeah, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that. So it's important to like, take something, obviously to like potentially keep warm because it can be freezing on a plane or it can be super
really
hot.
Yeah.
So that's super important. That's awesome.
So really simple things. And then the other thing that I'll often do and have done for years while traveling is to bring a scarf with me. So to wrap around your neck because it's a very vulnerable area, especially if it starts to get cold on the plane. And even just for the kind of feeling of safety and coziness on the plane, really important. So you can also wrap that over your eyes if you decide to take a nap, if you're maybe a little bit sleepy by the tea, and you can use it that way too.
That's awesome. Such great information, such simple things that you can do just with a little bit of preparation before you take that journey wherever you're going. For me, I always found it, or recently with the herbs and the water and kind of taking my own healthy snacks onto the plane and being a bit more prepared, I find that when you land at your destination, kind of like staying awake until it's time to go to bed in that time zone and getting like a really good quality sleep. I may sleep a couple more hours extra, but that next day, you're back. I find I'm just right back in the rhythm of that day, and there's no 2-3 days just slogging around, walking around like Frankenstein. And it's gonna be Christmas time, so I want to be around there playing with my niece and nephew. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, Amber. Well, we've got some fantastic stuff here. Anything else to finish up with?
Oh my goodness. Just make sure you're eating good food, I guess, would be the other thing.
Yeah, probably should mention that. Yeah.
As always, healthy snacks, and Simon has lots of advice for that. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amber.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's such great information. I'm going to put up some information about how you can get in contact with Amber, and that's wonderful stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
all right. Thanks very much, guys. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, safe flight. Happy holidays.
Bye.